Coming up on this edition of Out of the Blue from Middle Tennessee State University, we introduce you to our Office for Research and Sponsored Programs and how they work to mentor and coach faculty members in finding and securing grants for projects. We tell you about Graduate MT and how this effort by our University College has helped hundreds of former students cross the finish line and earn their degrees. And we discuss how our College of Media and Entertainment is teaching and learning about artificial intelligence and its impact on creative industries. I'm Andrew Oppmann, and this is Out of the Blue. Welcome to Out of the Blue. I'm Andrew Oppmann. MTSU's Office for Research and Sponsored Programs works to mentor and coach faculty members to find and secure funding grants for projects. Rachel McGinnis heads that office and talks with us today about the services and support they provide our faculty to crack the code for research financing. Rachel, welcome to Out of the Blue.
Oh, thank you for having me.
Your first time on the show?
Yes.
We got a lot to talk about, got a lot to catch up on. But let's tell everybody first about the Office for Research and Sponsored Programs. Tell us what you do.
In our office, we help faculty, staff, and students get grants on campus. So we help them find grants. We also do training for grants, new regulations that are coming out. And we help them, once they get grants, to process the grants all the way to closure.
It's got to be a complicated process. I bet you almost every organization has a different set of rules, requirements, forms to fill out, things like that.
Yes, very much so.
And that can be frustrating. If I want to just focus on the work and try to get it done, you're kind of helping me as a faculty member figure out the things that can make me successful, so I don't have to dive too deeply into the details of the process.
Yes, and because we've looked at these so many times, like the National Science Foundation regulations, it's easier for us to keep processing them. You might have been looking at it for the first time.
And I was going through some of the things you do. The grant enhancement program sounds like it's just really along those lines. You figure out a way to help a faculty member take an idea and make it into something that can get money and be more effective to compete.
Yes, Grant Enhancement Program actually takes you all the way from finding grants that you might be interested in year one to submitting the grant before the first year is over.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
From idea to completion.
Yes.
Is it scary for the first time if you're trying to do this? I'm a new faculty member. I want to get into this. I know this is where I need to be. I'm on the tenure track. I want to make this happen. I mean, is a lot of this sort of a coaching job?
It is. Yeah, at the beginning it is, but about halfway through they get really excited. So it's great to see them grow throughout the program.
So we had a colleague of yours and mine, Dr. Ben Stickle from Criminal Justice Administration, talking about all of the work that he's done through grants, an impressive total of $14 million. And he said something that I'd never really processed before, that $14 million sounds big, and it is. But that's not just money coming to the MTSU, it's flowing through us to help others. Can you talk a little bit about that? Because I don't think everybody quite grasps that.
The university has a lot of grants that we work with the community partners and different institutions across the state. So really what we're doing is making a difference not just here, but throughout the state.
And we're taking that expertise of the faculty, this resource of a state university, and using that collective brain power through this process to figure out how to make the place a better place to live, right? And make things work better, right?
Yes, that is why a lot of the faculty do what they do. They really want to make things better.
So how do I get engaged in this process? Where do I begin? Do I just call you up and say, hey, I want to get started? I mean, how do you find your customers, I guess is the thing.
We try to go out anytime that we can to get a hold of them. They reach out to us. We have specialists for each college. It's listed on our website. And you can definitely reach out to them. They always like the help from the beginning of the process all the way through.
So this is kind of a segue into the grant services you provide to faculty. I mean, I think that's one of them, right? Talk through the other things.
Yeah. We do trainings. In addition to that training, we also offer trainings from the different agencies when they come in. We have other faculty that will provide trainings, and anybody that wants a training can request it, so we put those on. And we do the proposal development and the award management afterwards.
And all of this, of course, is a provided service of the university. In other words, as a faculty member, this is something you're doing to make me better and more effective in my world, right?
Yes, we are definitely a service arm of the university. We want the faculty to come and meet with us. We want to help them because
that's what you do.
That's what we do.
That's what you
Yes.
do. I mean, that's the whole office right there. Tell me about the Raider Research Series and what that does.
The Raider Research Series is a presentation of 2 faculty members each month that are telling you a little bit about the research. We're trying to get the research out there so that the community knows more about it. It is community, students, and faculty that are welcome to it. There's networking events, so that started this year and it will continue into next year.
And then the University Council for Sponsored Scholarship. I was talking about Ben. You told me he was a chairman. Did not know that. Talk to me about what that provides.
The UCSS is a group of 21 faculty across campus, and they're actually representative of the researchers on campus. So you can always go to your faculty member that's a member of this committee. You can find them on the ORSP website, and they can help you also find the services that are offered.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. So I guess if there's a common thread in everything I've heard you offer through the office is that you're really a learning and mentoring resource, right? You're helping me do my job better.
Yes.
And obviously you've got to have some success stories that you're really proud of. Is there one project you can recall? You think, gosh, in your time, because it's first year, right?
It is first year.
First year for you. So did you have something in that first year when, man, this is why I love my job?
The grant enhancement program is actually the highlight of the first year because there are so many new faculty and they have all submitted new grants.
Wow.
Yeah.
All of them? How many were in the program?
There was a little under 40.
That's terrific.
Yeah.
One of the things President McPhee is very proud of is that he talks about how undergraduate students at MTSU can actually find themselves through their faculty mentorship, be a part of research that's ongoing. In other words, not just saving that just for the graduate students. More research means more opportunities, right?
Yes, definitely.
And is that one of the things that you try to coach and encourage through this process?
Yes, we try to get a lot of faculty to be mentors. We have mentors in the GEP process. We opened up a brunch to the community to come in so that we could match people up. We also brought in some nonprofits in that group. So we're just trying to do outreach and to grow research, not only at MTSU, but across the community.
Rachel, where do we go to find out more information about your office on the web?
www.mtsu.edu/research.
Well, that's easy. mtsu.edu/research.
Yes.
All right. Rachel McGinnis, the Director of the Office of Research and Sponsored Programs. Heck of a first year. Congratulations to you.
Thank you.
Thanks for all you do.
Oh, thank you.
And we'll be right back.
We do it all. The stars come to Middle Tennessee State University. And students come here to become stars, no matter what they pursue. We do it all. We're the only college of media and entertainment in the world, just outside the heart of Nashville.
Look, mic check, 1, 2, everybody listen. When you do it like this, ain't no competition. I'm talking B.I.G., VIP. Treat them like a front row seat and make them pay attention. If I shoot for the 3, then I ain't never missing. Cranking up the degrees like I was in the kitchen. Can't lose, got too much to prove. And when you do it all, it get too hard to do it.
Our curriculum and facilities are cutting edge. And our relationships with industry leaders give students an edge over the competition. Check it out. You can get real-world experience with degrees in recording industry, media arts, journalism and strategic media, and more. Media and entertainment at Middle Tennessee State University. Learn to shine.
The Jennings A. Jones College of Business at Middle Tennessee State University is the #1 producer of business talent in the greater Nashville area. Our nationally ranked programs and state-of-the-art facilities offer a world-class education at an affordable price. The exclusive partnership of Jones College with Dale Carnegie Training Worldwide equips our graduates with the soft skills they need to succeed. Jones College of Business. It delivers an education for the real world.
Welcome back to Out of the Blue. I'm Andrew Ottman. Graduate MT is an effort by our university college, and it has helped hundreds of former students cross that finish line and earn their degrees. In many instances, the people called by Graduate MT are unaware how close and how possible graduation may be for them. Betty Ronaldo heads this effort and joins us to discuss. Betty, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me.
Your first time on the Out of the Blue.
It is
And we're going to talk about a great program, Graduate MT.
the best program.
I would agree in many, many ways. It's hard to pick amongst your programs because everybody's fabulous in their own way. But I have seen personally the good works that your program has done. But let's back up a little bit. Tell everybody what Graduate MT is.
Graduate MT is a program that we have in University College. And really what it is recruiting our prior MTSU students, our adult students, to come back and finish their degrees. It started out in 2015 as a call to action from our governor of Tennessee at that time, and it was part of an initiative called Drive to 55. They wanted to have 55% of the state population of Tennessee graduated by 2025. So it started from those roots, and we kind of grew it from there and made it our own at MTSU.
And I really want to give everybody kind of a sense of the joy you bring in this program. And I want to start with a story back from 2016. You were just starting into this role. It was right. It was Governor Haslam's administration where it was
Correct.
really pushing that aspect of getting more degree holders at the university. And we responded by taking a look at all of our former students that had some credit hours, maybe a lot of credit hours,
Right.
but had not crossed that line. And you and your team had done this fabulous job looking at those who had more hours, had enough hours to graduate, but they just hadn't graduated. And you just went through and kind of diagnosed. And there was this phone call that you or your team, when we were in there with President McPhee, we placed to this woman who hadn't been at the university for a decade plus, and you go, hey, I'm with Graduate MT. You need to know that if you change your major to, at that time, liberal studies, now it's integrated studies, you've already graduated from this university and you can walk on the graduation line in 5 days. And she just started to cry.
Yes, she did. It was a very beautiful moment for us. It's why we do the work that we do. And at that time, liberal studies was the answer to graduation for a lot of people. So for Graduate MT, we look at different criteria. One of those is being the amount of hours, obviously, 120. And all she had to do was fill out her intent to graduate form. And she was in disbelief. She wanted to know, what else do I have to do? You know, is this a joke? Are you kidding?
Yeah,
and,
do I have to write you a check?
And she did walk across the stage in 5 days. We got her over and got her cap and gown and all of that. But in 2016, when we did that particular campaign, we graduated 18 students in that week that we called. So it's very rewarding work.
It's great work. So we're a pioneer in adult degree completion. I'm very proud of that. We have a large population of adult learners, and they come to us because the adult degree completion program has really made it easy for them to connect with the university and get this done while they're accomplishing full-time jobs or whatever family obligations. So that's a tool you've got for those that maybe they haven't crossed that line but have a little work to do, right?
Right. Typically for my students, the ones that we classify as Graduate MT, they will have been a prior MTSU student. They've got 90 hours plus, usually a 2.0 GPA. Those are the students that are really close and may have stopped out for a variety of reasons. In short, life happens, and it happens to a lot of people when they're going to college. So my job is to look at those students and see what the best path and the shortest path oftentimes to graduation could be. So I'll reach out to those students and work with them and try to get them across that finish line.
And one of those things they may not be aware of is prior learning assessment, PLA.
Correct.
And tell us about that.
Prior learning assessment is part of our adult degree completion program, and a lot of times students will have worked in the workforce for a long time. They could hold some certifications, they could have been time on the job for a long time, different things that they do, but we look at that, walk them through a class that creates a portfolio for that learning that they've learned outside the classroom, and we can give them credit for that life experience. A lot of people have used that to graduate, myself included. years on the job is a big thing. And I encourage anybody who hears about that, is curious about that, call us and ask questions. We're happy to talk about that. It's a really great tool.
I agree. I often tell people that are thinking about coming back to college with a little hours, start your inquiry with PLA, because a lot of times you're dealing with folks that have gotten training and certification and taken courses and maybe more elaborate things for their jobs and pursuits, and those things translate directly into credit hours, which can apply to your degree.
They do, and especially students who are within that graduate MT criteria, most of those students have less than a semester to graduate. So PLA, sometimes they can graduate just by looking at that course and maybe one or two others. So it's a really quick path to graduation.
It is, but I've done PLA too with my master's, and what I love about the PLA program is that it's a valuable program as well. They do take your work experience, but you have to analyze how your work experience fits into the class that it would replace. And the faculty really want you to make sure that you have learned those things, and they're going to test you. They're going to. It's not torture, but they want you to demonstrate that you can handle the topic, and it's really a very rewarding. I thought it was a rewarding process.
Yeah, there definitely is a proof of competency there. It's not an easy, or what we used to call a bird course. It's not that. You do prove the learning that you've had outside the classroom. And a lot of times people are like, wow, I didn't know that I could use that in that way.
Right.
And so it's great.
I didn't realize this job had project management and budgeting
Right.
and administration.
Right.
So a lot of times through the PLA process, you realize, you thought you learned one thing, but you were really learning 5 things.
Exactly.
And that's really cool. So, all right, well, I want to make sure we put out for people, how do I get in touch with you if I think, hey, I'm one of those former MTSU students with some hours and I want to get my degree. Where do I go first?
Yeah, you actually can do it a couple of ways. You can go to mtsu.edu/ADCP, and we do have a Graduate MT tab on the site. So to date, we have graduated 1,272 students through this program.
1,272 lives you've changed through this program, and they have degrees from their institution. That's great. Betty Renato with Graduate MT, thank you so much for all you're doing for our campus and the people we serve.
Thank you so much for having me.
And we'll be right back.
We do it. The stars come to Middle Tennessee State University, and students come here to become stars no matter what they pursue. We do it. We're the only college of media and entertainment in the world, just outside the heart of Nashville.
Look, mic check 1 2, everybody listen. When you do it like this, ain't no competition. I'm talking BIG, VIP. Treat them like a front row seat and make them pay attention. If I shoot for the 3, then I ain't never missing. Cranking up the degrees like I was in the kitchen. Can't lose, got too much to prove. And when you do it all, it get too hard to do it.
Our curriculum and facilities are cutting edge, and our relationships with industry leaders give students an edge over the competition. Check it out. You can get real-world experience with degrees in recording industry, media arts, journalism and strategic media, and more. Media and entertainment at Middle Tennessee State University. Learn to shine.
Welcome back to Out of the Blue. I'm Andrew Ottman. Our College of Media and Entertainment is teaching and learning about artificial intelligence and its impact on the creative industries. Helping lead that conversation and joining us for this program is Associate Professor Todd O'Neill in our Department of Media Arts. Todd, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me. Appreciate
Your
it.
first time on Out of the Blue. We're glad to have you here. So let's tell our audience what you do in the College of Media and Entertainment.
Sure. So I'm the coordinator for the Interactive Media Program, and what we cover is online communications, so web and social and video and that kind of thing, but also emerging technology. So we're always looking at what's the next thing that's coming. What I very often tell people is whatever happens today, we teach tomorrow. And sometimes whatever happens this morning, we teach that in the afternoon because things are happening so quickly. How do you keep up? And our students need to be able to keep up and understand how to keep up once they get out in the world. So
I know we could spend an hour plus trying to define exactly what AI is, but give our audience just a short, what are the ups, what are the downs, and what keeps you up at night?
Sure. So one thing many people don't think about is that we've been using AI for 20 or 30 years. If you've ever made an airplane reservation, that's AI. The big difference right now is that we have an interface that we can just put words in and something happens. That's the big thing that happened. You think about the web development, that was sort of like a mild ski slope growth, right? So sort of like that. AI is like just a vertical rocket. It's just going straight up. Yeah, it's exciting, really exciting technology. I think everybody should figure out how to learn about it, embrace it, and use it. But we need to separate the technology from the products, right? AI technology, wow, awesome. The products, not so good. Because they're just not good right yet. They hallucinate, they come up with fake information. They do all sorts of crazy stuff. And if it were any other industry, we would never allow it. Think about Microsoft Word. If it misspelled every other word in spell check, you'd go, no, I'm never using that. That's actually what AI sometimes does. It doesn't necessarily misspell words, but it comes up with crazy stuff.
Right.
It's really important to go, wow, technology is super awesome. We need to look at these products that are out there now and how can we use them and use them ethically and use them effectively. And our students here at MTSU, they need to know. It's been happening for 10 or 15 years. When they get hired as an employee or if they work as a freelancer or something, the person that hired them looks to them to know the technology, know what the latest stuff is. They look at them and say, you're young, you must know this, do this for me. Well, our students need to know. They can't try to figure it out. So we need to figure out how do we integrate that into the curriculum and make it happen.
New can be scary. And this is a technology that is basically changing a lot of paradigms and how we approach things.
Absolutely.
And usually there's two ways you can approach change. You can try to deny it. You can say, hey, listen, we ain't going to have any part of this. That's just not who we are and what we do. But if I'm hearing what you're saying correctly, and what our responsibility is to our students, we need to understand that this is not a technology that's suddenly going to regress and go back into the box. It is out, and we've got to learn how to work with it, right?
Right. Yeah, it's this genie is absolutely out of the bottle, never going back.
Right.
Never going back. We're just at a spot now where we have to understand, exactly, what does it do? How does it do it? And how can I learn more about it? How can I use it for whatever I'm doing? Our college is in the creative industries, right? All of our students are learning how to be content creators. So how can you use it to create content that isn't doing things like violating someone else's intellectual property or copyright, or that other people don't violate your personal copyright or intellectual property because they've used your information to train the model that makes the generative AI work.
How do you teach students how to ethically and morally and properly approach this technology? Because the tool is changing. In a month it'll be different than the tool is now. A year from now it'll be vastly different. So what's the core you're trying to give me as a student to understand how to deal with this?
First, just in a very high level way, like how does it work, right? Like what makes this thing work? And what makes it work is all the data content that comes in, and humans look at all that content and tag it and decide what it is. So there's humans, particularly in the global south, that's all they do. They make a lot of great money for their area, but that's what they do. They tag, oh yeah, that's a grape. Oh, that's a whatever. And so students need to understand the process that it takes to actually make it. So they have some frame of reference, right? Some foundation. And then they need to start thinking about, okay, what could I do with this that would be ethical, that isn't going to so impinge on someone else's intellectual property that that I, essentially feel guilty about. Would I be stealing from somebody if I did that? How does that work? In my class and in many other classes, I have integrated AI assignments into project assignments.
Rather than avoiding it, saying, I don't want my students near that because I'm concerned about plagiarism or not their work.
So yeah, in my classes, they have to use in their projects at least one AI element. They have to tell me what it is. They have to tell me what tool they use to create it. They have to give me the list of prompts. Those are essentially the written instructions for how you create all of the prompts, whatever you use to create it and modify it. They have to, point out what the output was. And then they have to explain, why did you use AI, rather than something that might be more conventional or traditional. Right, so let's say it's a piece of music for a podcast, right? Well, all right, let AI create it, fine. All right, so now tell me, is that better or worse than going to a library, a stock library, and taking a stock piece of music? What do you think about that, right? So that's getting to use the tool, really start thinking, using that critical thinking that we're all about trying to get to them, and then reflecting on, what did they do? How do I feel about it? How did it work for me? And hopefully they'll walk away from that with a better perspective on what is the tool, how's it being used.
Todd O'Neill, the College of Media and Entertainment.
Thank you.
In some pretty amazing stuff over there in the Bragg building.
It's crazy. It's a rough ride.
Well, appreciate everything you do, Todd.
Thank you.
Great to have you on the show.
Appreciate it.
And this does wrap up this edition of Out of the Blue. A reminder, you can find content about the university 24 hours a day by going to our website, mtsunews.com. You can find additional information and special features on our social media platforms, X, Instagram, LinkedIn, and Facebook. Broadcasting from the Center for Educational Media, I'm Andrew Ottman. Stay safe, stay on course, and remain true blue.